Uzo thought he could buy the world. He thought his stolen gold made him a god. But he made one fatal mistake. He challenged the spirits to a cooking contest. He didn't know that the humble soup placed before him wasn't cooked with spices. It was cooked with karma. And the moment that spoon touched his lips, the billionaire learned a terrifying lesson. You can't digest what you didn't learn. 50 naira. That was all Ife had. Not enough for Gary. Not enough for medicine for the babies screaming in their hearts. The Unkweko son hammered her back. She arranged dead leaves on her stall, stomach growling, but customers walked past without looking. The whole village was broke. Fields were cracked. Dust coated everyone's lips. Uzo, her husband, leaned against a wooden post. His shirt thin and patched. He stared at the sacred forest in the distance, where the ancient silk cotton trees hid the gold charm, the Ogu Ego. We can't keep living like this, he hissed. Ife shivered. Everyone knew the stories. The charm used to bless the harvest. Now, people whispered that one touch could make your pockets overflow forever. But they also whispered about the price. Grandpa Obi's walking stick tapped the dry earth. Tap, tap, tap. He stopped at her stall. Patience, my child, the old man warned, his eyes sharp. Indiche bless clean hands. Fast gold bites back. Uzo's jaw tightened. Easy words when your belly is full, Pa Obi. Obi shook his head and walked away. But the rumors didn't live with him. Touch it, the traders whispered. Touch it and never be poor again. The sun dipped. Shadows stretched long over the empty market. Uzo grabbed Ife's arm, his grip hard, his eyes burning with a dangerous fire. Tonight, he said. Hunger won. The storm hit that night. Thunder cracked like Amadio's whip. They ran through the mud to the forbidden forest. Uzo didn't hesitate. His spade hit something hard. Clang! He pulled it out. The gold charm. It pulsed warm in his hands, humming with power. They ran back to the hut, soaked and shivering. But they didn't bless the charm with clean water like the elders taught. Uzo grabbed a bed from the dark corner. Snap! The splits fresh blood on the gold. They chanted forbidden words. Give us everything, Uzo begged. The charm glowed red. By morning, the village had changed. Neighbors woke up to black, dead yams in their fields. Money vanished from pockets. But at Ife's store, chaos. People fought to buy our goods. Our pockets grew heavy. The naira multiplied. In 1 week, the mud hut was gone. A house with a shining tin roof stood in its place. Ife wore gold beads heavy enough to break a neck. She walked past our starving neighbors in green lace, head high. How? The village whispered. How do they rise while we die? Grandpa Obi stood at their own iron gate. He didn't look at the gold. He looked at their souls. You ignored Allah's river, he said, voice low. Karma collects its due. Ife laughed in his face and slammed the gate. That night, the laughter stopped. Ife woke up screaming. In her dream, green vines were choking her throat. She ran to the baby's mat. The child was pale, twisting in pain, crying a sound that pierced the walls. Outside, weeds exploded from the ground, looking like snakes in the moonlight. It is just a coincidence, Uzo lied, but his eyes were terrified. He didn't stop. He hired expensive healers. When that failed, he stole a neighbor's goat to feed the charm more blood. While Ife's house rotted from the inside, Kele, Grandpa Obi's kin, a young orphan, sat by the village fire. Kele had nothing. He stirred a pot of watery egusi soup, scraping the bottom to feed the under-hungry children. He watched Ife's mansion looming over them like a monster. He heard the feasting inside. He heard the baby screaming, and he wondered, why are the rich so loud, but their house feels so dead? Patience first, Grandpa advised Kele one evening by the fire, his eyes dancing with flames. Indiche see all wrongs. They lend strength to those who wait. The Ekwensu spirit didn't wait for dreams anymore. It spoke clearly in Kele's ear. Balance comes now. Uzo stood in his stolen yard, belly round, gold chains shining. Cooking contest! He shouted to the starving village. Winner hits at my table and takes home gold. The village had no choice. Hunger forced them to play. Kele entered. He didn't cook food. He cooked judgment. Under the moonlight, he gathered the ingredients. Green grass from the sacred forest, pink roots that squirmed like worms, a raw chicken, pale and staring, shrimp that called like accusing fingers, blind for the sting of the truth. He stirred the pots. Blue sparks danced in the steam. The contest day. Ife sat on a high uko, a high stool, bored. She waved away the other cooks. Next. Kele stepped up last. He placed his humble basket down. He lifted the lid. The yard went silent. The food was moving. The roots twisted. The chicken glared. The lime hissed. Ife froze. What is this? She leaned in. She didn't see food. She saw her sins. The stolen ogu, the blood, the dead fields. She screamed. The gold rings on her fingers melted, dripping like hot wax onto the wriggling plate. Her skin turned pale and bumpy like the raw chicken. She withered, shrinking, crumbling until she was nothing but dust on the wind. Uzo grabbed his throat. He coughed up golden mist. His belly deflated. The riches vanished into thin air. Suddenly, the Indiche stood tall around the table, translucent and giant, eyes glowing like cowrie shells. Return the depths, their voices boomed. Crack! The mansion walls split open. Coins flew out of the storehouse, carried by the wind straight into the pockets of the poor. Rain crashed down, ending the drought instantly. Kele stood amidst the chaos, his wooden spoon now an Ofo staff of power. Balance is restored. Uzo lay empty on the ground, a hollow shell. But in the hut, the baby cried, a healthy, strong cry. The cause was gone. Grandpa Obi hugged Kele, tears in his eyes. He listened. Grandpa Obi passed peacefully on a quiet dawn, his grave marked simply under a silk cotton tree. Years later, there were no thrones in Eko, only communal fires in the Ama, the village square. Kele sat by the pot, feeding the next generation simple, honest soup. Fast gold queues, he told them, pointing to the silk cotton tree. The river carves the stone slowly. One stormy night, years later, a young trader stood by the forest. His eyes were hungry. He looked at the trees the way Uzo once did. Kele saw him. He didn't preach. He just handed the boy a bowl of special goat pepper soup. The boy ate. That night, he didn't dream of gold. He dreamed of worms. He saw his own skin twisting, his body melting in greed's grip. He woke up screaming, sweat cold on his skin. He ran to the forest, not to steal, but to bow to Allah, the earth goddess. Balance held firm. The village didn't just wait for the mansion to fall. They took it apart. They used Uzo's fancy bricks to build homes for the poor. Kele's kitchen became a school. He taught the young ones, seasoned with spice, served with justice. And the sick child, she grew into a strong woman. She stood by the communal pot, ladling ogbono soup for strangers with strong arms. Greed almost buried us, she told the children. Honesty dug us out. Eko was no longer a village of walls. It was a village of open tables. The river of prosperity flowed to everyone, and for the first time in a generation, the Indi Ichie slept in peace. Greed is a loan you can never pay back. It looks like abundance, but it hollows you out from the inside. Ife and Uzo learned that wealth built on someone else's suffering is a poisoned gift. True prosperity isn't what you lock in a storehouse. It is what you can share at the table and still sleep peacefully at night. Have you ever seen someone try to get rich too quick? Tell me in the comments. Did they end up like Uzo?